Alright, so it is the next day. We just pulled these off and took off the rocker arms. Do I have that right? These have solid rocker arms. Some cars don't, like Chevys, they don't. This one has solid, so we got that done. We got the manifold screws out, and now we just gotta pull the manifold off. This is apparently like 105 pounds, so that is heavy. Alright, we got it off. That is heavy. So our new one is much, much lighter, so we'll have some weight savings there. There she is, she's open. We have to take these off and we will see the pistons. We also still need to drain the oil, it's still full of oil, but that is on the list. I don't have faith in this too.
Duh, I'm Jake. Yeah.
I've learned from the last time. I've broken one of these tools before because this isn't supposed to be on this impact. So we broke one of these at Ray's house, and yeah, I don't want that to happen again. So pressure.
That's right. I took it out of your pay for the day.
Yeah, you did.
Oh. You got slimed.
Well, I guess I'm ready. We found the cylinders.
Pistons.
I'm not ready.
We found the pistons. They look like pistons. Okay, so it is a couple hours after everyone left. It's pretty torn down, so let me go through what kind of the problem is. So we're gonna start on this side. Dry, 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 dry. We're gonna flip around to this side. Sorry, I was draining the oil just now, so I'm letting that drip. Dry, 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 wet. Here was where the smoke out of the end of my tailpipe was coming from. Oil would get in there, and when the cylinder would boom, 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 it does like several thousand per minute or whatever. It would hit, and then it would burn the oil that was in the cylinder. I couldn't tell I was burning oil because I was leaking oil, so I don't know what was burnt and what was just leaked out. So I didn't know that because there was no way to know that until we took it down like this. So Ray thinks the rings are all gummed up, so we're gonna get new pistons. We need bigger pistons. We got a couple things we need to do with the pistons and rings and stuff. And then I also have a new camshaft to put in, which is right in here. So we're gonna put a new camshaft in, some new pistons and rings. Yeah, new oil pan underneath. This oil pan kind of sucks. So the position of this bolt doesn't look that bad, right? This crossbar in the truck blocks it. Actually has oil all over it right now, but it's in a really bad spot. So we're gonna try to find one with a relocated spot, an easier spot to reach. The engine's torn down. We found the cylinder that was making the issue, but we're gonna put new pistons in anyways. There's a little bit of a gap. I don't really know how to explain it because I don't know it all that well. Apparently, right, when that gap gets a little too big, it's not sealing all the way, and then it lets oil in and then burns the oil. Yeah, we're doing quite a bit. I'm really excited. It's really just a fun time, and at the end I'm gonna have a super nice truck, and I am very excited.
What?
We're back. It's been several days. Which one was the problem? This guy over here. That is our issue. It's all clean, and then the other ones are all carboned up. So we definitely need new pistons. I think I want to stroke it just because we got to replace the pistons anyway, so might as well get some more power out of it. Why not? But overall, it doesn't look too bad.
Okay, moment of truth to see what the bottom end of this engine looks like. I know that it hasn't been rebuilt because it is very, very original. Somebody took and just did the cylinder heads and manifold because cylinder heads are red. The block is still painted blue. So somebody did a cheapy quickie on this guy, and we're gonna see how bad the bottom end really is.
It's done. Okay, moment of truth, here we go.
The oil pump has a bunch of gooky in it. Man, I wish you guys could smell what this smells like. It's definitely old. Hey, dipstick. That's dipstick. I'm not just calling you it, like that's the actual dipstick. Boing. Alright, so these bolts come off. Pull the timing cover off and we'll go from there.
That's not 3/4.
5/8. Max is learning his fractions today. Had some freeze plug replaced. These are not supposed to be brass from the factory. They're supposed to be steel. And if you look at that, that was starting to leak. And also, that one's original. That one is not. That one is not. Alright.
That do it?
Separating the rod and the cap. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the last one coming out. And we got that now. Max had a little bit of oil pressure problem. That copper means we took some material away. Not we. There was some material removed from the bearing, probably from lack of lubrication. And this thing is very old. So that's probably what you're seeing there.
I thought it was gonna fall.
Grab the rod cap first.
I was gonna catch it with my foot.
Yeah, you were. Another one.
Which one's the problem one?
Whatever one was really, really wet up on top. So typically these pistons have a little bit more resistance coming out, but these are very, very worn. It is what it is. However, crankshaft looks relatively decent. 6 more to go.
So we completely tore it down, took out the crankshaft. Yeah, it's bare bones now besides the dipstick.
You did it, Max.
I did it. This is why Ray said I have low oil pressure, is because the copper. Why does the copper give me low oil pressure?
So think of these bearings like a sandwich. You have layer like bread, cheese, meat, whatever, right? The way the bearings are made up are the same way. So you have a steel back, babbitt, tin, lead, copper, zinc, right? It's all on there. If you're down to the copper, you've now taken the bread, the cheese, the meat, and now you're thinner. Well, that opens the gap between the journal of the crankshaft and the bearing. So the only thing that creates pressure is resistance to flow, right? Well, now you have an easier way for the stuff to flow out, which drops the pressure. So it was that way also on the main bearings. So you kind of had double working against you. You had the mains that were too big and the rods that were too big. You still had some pressure, but it wasn't optimal. But it was still running. I mean, you can't kill these old engines. So yeah, that's why.
All right, as you can see, we got it all disassembled. It's all everywhere. Big mess I need to clean up later. We took the block to a machine shop to get it all cleaned, washed. We were gonna go 30 over. Well, I'll go over the build plans in the next video, and when we get all the stuff. They basically do all the work on the block so we don't have to do any machine work at home, you know? So we brought it there, and then they check it, make sure it's not cracked or anything, and I brought it there, and the block is cracked. So we need a new block now, and I already ordered all the pistons, everything we're gonna use. So, and I already have a bunch of parts that I got. So we can't just like do a different engine. So here's the plan. I found a new block. It is about 4 hours from here. So I'm gonna have to drive, and then we go to Vegas soon. So it's kind of mixed in there with everything. But the block is cracked, and that is something I have to fix now. Well, I just gotta get a new block. You can't reuse blocks. That's not, no, you're not allowed to do that. So I'm getting a new block, and then I also got a new crankshaft. That's on the list. I got one it's called a stroker kit. We're gonna stroke it out. I'll go over build details and everything later, but yeah, the block is cracked, so we're getting a new block soon. And then once we get the pistons and stuff that are on like a 10-week back order, we'll start building again. But the whole thing's disassembled. It's at a machine shop. We're getting some work done, and I have a lot of crap I need to sell too. If you need a 2-barrel carburetor, we already have a new carb. So I need to sell quite a few things and organize and clean up a little bit. But thank you all for watching today's video. I've had a ton of fun tearing this thing down, and it is going to be so much more fun to build it back up and put it back in. And thank you all for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.